Joining us now, John Hannah, Senior Counselor for the Foundation of the Defense of Democracies. Nice to see you, sir, from Raleigh.
Great to see you, Leland.
Right,
Thanks for having me.
Some good barbecue down there. John, as you look at this right now, you have Hillary Clinton wanting to define this about temperament, and you saw Mike Morell there, the former acting director of the CIA, talking about Trump's temperament, saying he's unfit to be president. On the other side, you have Trump supporters, or even some non-Trump supporters, saying, look at all of Hillary Clinton's failures on national security, from Egypt to Libya to Syria to the Ukraine to her server to Putin, and saying she's unfit. Who wins this framing match?
Well, we're going to find out in November. I think they both have tremendous baggage, Leland. I think, Mike Morell is a consummate professional who served both administrations from both parties really well for several decades. And I do think he represents probably the center of the American national security establishment that has really been disturbed by some of the things that Donald Trump has said, particularly his calling into question the foundational premises of the Western alliance that kind of provided peace and security in the world for most of the last 70 years. But if you look at the Obama administration record, and if you're able to tie Mrs. Clinton to that, to the disastrous withdrawal from Iraq, artificial timelines in Afghanistan, the failure of Libya, I think she's got real weaknesses as well.
You think about those failures of the Obama administration, and even people within the Obama administration, the president himself says, hey, look, we screwed up Libya. Then you look at Iran and the Iran nuclear deal sort of coming back into the news because of the ransom payment, the $400 million that the administration can't seem to call a ransom payment. And now today learning that an American spy who clearly provided a lot of information about the nuclear program, Mr. Amiri, was executed by the Iranians today. Does this give Trump an opportunity to all of a sudden start changing the narrative that he so badly needs to do?
Oh, absolutely. I think he ought to stop talking about questioning Article 5 of the NATO treaty and really focus entirely on the disasters of this administration and the extent to which the wheels have just come off American national security policy. And this Iran deal has got to be exhibit number one, this $400 million ransom payment and the absolute mishandling of what looks like really a key nuclear defector. The prospect of America getting any new defectors from that Iranian nuclear program, I think, has just gone down to about zero now that people see what happens to somebody that falls into America's hands.
Yeah, that certainly probably doesn't inspire any spies there in Iran to try to help us out. Going forward, so much of the national security debate from Trump's perspective is, look, I can make deals. I'm going to make better deals. People are going to trust me more. People are going to fear me more. And then you look at how the American people are interpreting that in terms of temperament to be the president. Take a look at the latest Fox News poll. Does this person have the temperament to serve effectively as president? Clinton, 64% yes. Trump, only 37% say yes. How much of that do you think has to do with Trump's talking about questioning NATO and some of these other issues that, to your point, have been bedrock principles of American foreign policy?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of loose talk from Mr. Trump. He's just got to get more disciplined, because I do think he hits on some key questions at the end of the day about readjusting and rebalancing, burden sharing within our alliances, about the way America uses military force overseas, whether or not we're overextended, what we need to do about an aggressive China that is really eating our lunch on economic issues. All of those are legitimate, but he's got to be able to talk about them in a measured, disciplined way that doesn't make people believe that he is just completely unhinged and undisciplined and can't pass that minimal threshold of, can you see this guy being the commander-in-chief of the greatest superpower in the world?
Well, a lot of people have been talking about getting some measure and discipline to Donald Trump's speeches for about a year now. We'll see if anything changes going up to the election. John Hannah, always appreciate your insights, sir. Good to see you.
Thanks so much, Leland.